Welcome. We're here to take a glance at February 2023. So we start with February being the second month. So we'll look at the numerology, then we'll turn to the astrology, and of course we'll finish off with the tarot cards. We'll go through a couple of oracle decks. Absolutely. But let's start with the numerology. February is our second month. So it holds the 2 energy. So that is about cooperation. That is about self-awareness. That is about making decisions in our life. Now we add February to 2023 in order to get our number. So 2 plus 7 is a 9. So it is about clearing the path. It is about letting things go. It is about healing. It is about getting rid of the clutter. It's about putting an ending or a completion on things in order to bring in new things, new ideas, new beginnings, new relationships, new jobs, new environments, new approaches, new thoughts, perceptions. But we can't have new come into our life with so much clutter. So February is really a clearing the house kind of month, inside and outside. Okay, now, when we look at the astrology, first of all the planets are going direct, which means our time seems to speed up. So if you blink, you're going to miss it. So February is already a short month, but we'll look back and we'll be like, what happened to that month? Like, where did it go? In fact, the first planet that we will have going stationary retrograde is Mercury, of course, in April. So all of February, all of March is going to be busy, fast motion kind of energy for us. We are moving forward and it's beautiful energy, but we have to really stay, I guess, task oriented to make sure that we're getting the things done that we want to get done on a daily basis, because I tell you, before you know it, it's going to be April. It's going to be spring. If you're on this side of the hemisphere, of course. If you're in Australia, it's going to be fall. Now, I do believe the North Node, though, stays retrograde for this whole period. Okay, so the North Node is actually a spot rather than an actual planet or asteroid or star that we would be talking about. We start the month with the Sun in Aquarius. So we're already experiencing this energy, and it's really about embracing your originality, embracing freedom, and walking to the beat of your own drum. Like being very authentic and unique and original in who you are and how you show yourself to the world. On February the 5th, we will have our full moon in Leo. A full moon in Leo kind of represents our heart center. And it's okay to feel. Understanding it's okay to feel your feeling, what's in your heart. Okay, and the idea is to bring that out and share it with the world. Leo is about creating giggles and laughter. Leo is about our individuality, our voice, our creativity. And it could be a little bit to do with romance as well. On February 11th, we will have Mercury entering Aquarius. Aquarius kind of takes the emotion out of things a little bit. So when Mercury goes into Aquarius, we can view things in our life through a more logical way of looking at things rather than having too much emotion attached to it, because that kind of muddies the water. So it's being able to sit back and reflect on where you've been, where you are now, where you want to go, without attaching all the emotion to it. So Mercury is kind of, we're more analytical, we're more humanitarian, we are more visionary, all with Mercury in Aquarius. On February the 18th, the sun, I think it's the 18th to the 19th, this may be late on the 18th and into the 19th, but the sun will enter Pisces. And so that makes it so much easier for us to tap into our intuition, to grow our dreams, to rest, recuperate, and maybe surrender to something greater than ourselves. Venus moves into Aries on the 20th. Venus in Aries, oh my gosh, it's passionate, and we're adventurous in love. And don't forget that Venus controls love, very much so, but it's also money and abundance. So we become a little bit more daring, so watch that. But we get, like, when it goes into Aries, we get this fresh start. We get this fresh start when it comes to love in our life and how we accept it, how we give it out, what we expect it to be. Money, self-awareness, once again, self-awareness. And then on the 20th as well, so the moon, our Venus moves into Aries, and then we have the new moon in Pisces at 1 degrees again. I think this is like the third or fourth. I'm going to go back because you know what? The full moon in Leo is also at 16 degrees, and all of our full moons have been at 16 degrees for the last couple of months. So I wonder how long this pattern is going to be. So it's really interesting that our new moons are showing up at 1 degrees. Our full moons are showing up at 16 degrees. The 1 degrees is the independent, the trailblazer, the new beginnings, the new starts, the brand new energy that comes in. The 16 is about awakenings and things falling away in order for us to move forward with an ease, not carrying around that baggage or letting go parts of ourselves that no longer have value in our life. So it's very interesting that we're having these new moons and full moons at exactly 1 degrees and 16 degrees. But a new moon in Pisces, you know, it is about healing still. It's about focusing on any regrets that you've had, or maybe your doubts, maybe where you felt insecure or where you feel insecure. And meditate or go for a walk or pray or just sit and contemplate and reconnect with yourself. Okay? Patch up. I don't even want to say to patching up old wounds, because we don't want to patch them up. We don't want that Band-Aid that we'll have to rip off again and again. But really to look at them and to understand that we can move past them, that we can take the learning experience from those things and evolve ourselves and grow ourselves into the person that we want to be. Okay, let's get to the cards, shall we? So, our shadow card, let's do 2. See what's pushing the shadow card. Okay, what is it? It is the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is brand new beginnings, brand new starts. I mean, here, the entire backdrop is nothingness. We can put anything we want there. We can create anything, invent anything, desire anything. Now, this is also, we're looking like we are contemplating or praying. So it really is throughout the whole month, this internal dialogue with your heart and this external dialogue with God, your angels, your spirit guides, the universe. And looking at our desires, our wants, our needs, our goals of what we want to accomplish, of what we want to bring into our life. Now, what's pushing that? Oh, look at that. Going towards success. You know, we're pushing off. We're ready to go to uncharted waters, towards new lands, new discoveries, new paths, new ways of being, becoming. Okay, we'll leave those cards out. And our first card is the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands, I like the King of Wands because he doesn't just, he's ambitious. I'll give him that. He's very ambitious. In fact, he's, kind of like, he's relaxed. He goes with the flow, but he finds his information out before he actually acts. But when he's ready to act, I mean, look at him. Is he wearing a crown here? No, not really. He's in his work clothes. He's not in his robes and everything, sitting upon his throne. He's ready to roll up his sleeves and get to work. Okay, now kings, their job is to look towards the future. Make the plan, make the strategy. And the king is not the emperor yet, so there could be some mistakes, some things that we overlook, but that's okay. Because what happens is with the King of Wands kind of energy, we ask the questions, we get the answers, we devise the plan, we devise the strategy, and then we start getting to work. Now, the thing with the King of Wands, and the same with the Queen of Wands, is we never have to look over our shoulder and wonder if we made the right decision, the right choice. Because we thought it out, we asked the questions, we got clarity, we got knowledge, we got understanding. And when we get those things, we never have to look backwards. Now, the other thing that happens is we get so enthused about what we are doing and motivated in what we are doing that the help that we need automatically comes. People want to be near our energy. They don't really know what's up maybe, but they want to be a part of whatever we are so happy and excited about. So don't worry about help showing up. It will show up when you need it. Okay? When you're ready for it. Our next card is the Death card. So I would have to ask you, we all build walls in our life, right? And those walls are intended to keep us safe. That's why we build the walls. But sometimes we leave the wall up too long. And what walls do need to come down? I mean, certain walls need to stay up. Absolutely. They're there to keep us safe, to keep us protected. But there are walls that are up that shouldn't be up anymore. They no longer hold a value. In fact, they're hindering us from allowing in some of the beauty that we want to invite into our life. Okay, so that's kind of the symbolism of the cloak here. Okay, we've got this cloak. Don't come near me. I don't want to talk to anybody. Don't bother me. We've got our weapon by our side in case anybody is stupid enough to try. And it's time to stand up. It's time to throw that coat off. I mean, our inner self there, our inner child is sitting there waiting patiently for us to throw that cloak off, to feel alive again, to start setting some goals for ourselves, start imagining some potential dreams for ourselves. And most of all, to start feeling the freedom, the liberation that can come from tearing down some of those walls, throwing off that cloak. We have the King of Cups, so two kings here. So I would have to say that we're very diplomatic throughout the month so far with what I'm seeing. We're also very intuitive. We're also looking at plans and strategies. And it's been a while since we've actually been able to look at plans and strategies, right? I mean, Mars was in retrograde from the end of October till the middle of January. We're just starting to get our footing. So February comes in and says, okay, now it's time to look at that plan. Now it's time to look at that strategy. What are we doing here? What walls need to come down? Where do I need healing in my life? Where do I need to allow my self-expression to come out more? The King of Cups, I call him the dear old dad, okay? He's the stereotypical dad. And if you were ever a teenager walking by your dad at the kitchen table as you were on your way out the door, he would ask questions like, do you have enough money? Who are you going out with tonight? Where are you staying? Who's your friends? Do they treat you well? What are you doing for work right now? How's your money situation? You got enough money? Do they pay you enough at work? Do they appreciate you? Do they respect you? Dear old dad asked us all those questions so that when dear dad wasn't there anymore, we would ask ourselves these questions. That we would know that we were deserving and worthy of having the right answers too. So self-checking where we're sitting, how everything is working with us, how our relationships are working. Do I like my job? Do I need to go in search of something more attuned to my talents, my abilities? Do I love the people that surround me? Do I want to make new friendships? Do I want to meet new like-minded people? Do I want to help people? Do I want to be of service in some way in the community? Remember, Mercury going into Aquarius, the humanitarian in us does come out. The Magician shows up. Now, when the Magician shows up, your wish will be granted. Now, if you can think about this in a way that every thought is like a message going up. Every thought. There's no, this message goes and these 10 stay in our brain. No, everything goes up. So what are we thinking about? What are we thinking through? Are we thinking about what we want to come into our lives, or are we thinking about what we've failed at, or what we didn't do right, or where we dropped the ball, or where we didn't push ourselves hard enough and we know we could have done it if we just would have pushed ourselves? Why didn't we push ourselves? These kinds of things can come up in our heads, right? We said the wrong thing yesterday. We don't have enough money today. That person doesn't like me anymore, and I don't know what I did wrong. And we start thinking about these negative things rather than the potential of the positive coming into our life. So the Magician being in the 4th place here tells me that dreaming, meditating, praying, contemplating your path forward is paramount throughout the month of February. So try and find a time that you can sit and meditate for 5 minutes, or pray for 5 minutes, or go for a walk through nature, and maybe next to the ocean or the river or the stream or whatever you have available to you, if you do have something like that available to you. If not, then Google, something on, or do a search on YouTube and try and get some kind of beautiful background to look at while you sit there and you contemplate what you want to bring into your life, because we want to make those thoughts the strongest so that they're heard and they muffle the negative that does go through our minds, because we can't stop the negative. We're trained to keep thinking of the negative. How can I improve? How do I stay accepted in the community? How do I stay respectable? How do I, and all the little things that we did wrong pop up on, well, you did this and you did that, and you did this and you did that. So we have to hit no, or delete, or stop, and change our thoughts towards the potential positive movement forward in our life and what that looks like. 2 Kings, the Magician, the Death card, and the final card is the Emperor. Now, the Emperor is one that makes the strategy, makes the plan. And he doesn't hope, and he doesn't wish, and he doesn't dream about it. He probably meditates on it a bit. He might even pray about it. He definitely contemplates it, of the strategy of how everything's going to work in order for the success to happen. And then when he starts the plan, when he starts the strategy, of course he's always looking to tweak it and make it better and stronger, but he only expects the result he saw or better. The Emperor is one of our highest diplomats in the deck. He's also one of our highest intuitives in the deck. So know that, well, especially when we have Pisces there and we got Aquarius energy. I mean, that is the male energy coming out so that we're planning, so we're strategizing, so our mind and heart work as one instead of our heart overriding everything that we're thinking about logically. But then the Pisces comes in to allow us to dream, allow us to envision that horizon and what actually could be on the other side, right? So we've got the best of both worlds happening for the month of February in order to move ourselves forward. So this would be a beautiful month to journal. Definitely a beautiful month to meditate, to pray, to just take some time out to contemplate. Reconnect with yourself. Allow healing in. Leave it in the past. Take the lesson of what you went through and know that it is in the past now. And the next time you approach that situation, you're stronger for it. You're more knowledgeable about it. You'll have the clarity. You'll have the understanding. Okay. Our mantra card is originality. Blaze your own trail. That's Aquarian energy. Being the individual. Being unique. Breaking the mold. So be a go-getter, be a free spirit, exhibit originality, courage, defiance. You were born to succeed and breathe excitement, love, and life into the lives of others. And the mantra is, love me without fear, trust me without wondering, love me without restriction, love me without demands. I am worth it. So you let out the original, the unique you. Okay, that's Sun in Aquarius, absolutely, is being authentic, being real, not worried about what other people may think as much as feeling comfortable in your own skin. Going after your dreams, not what somebody scripted for you to walk into. Okay, we'll get an animal card. Of course, we will do a Journey of Love card as well. That deck is just amazing. So, oh my gosh, the cards are flying, and we have the penguin, authentic. You really can't make this up, can you? Okay, so authentic. You know what? When I held it like that, I could read it. Maybe not. So we have our penguins there, our family, sitting there. I'm not going to be able to. So sorry. I'd like to hold up the card so that you can kind of focus on it and meditate on it as I read about it. But reach out to the tribe in times of need. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Okay? You do have people that surround you, that love you. And when somebody comes to you confidentially and says, I need your help, I mean, you know, there's a sense of honor, a sense of pride that they came to you. So why wouldn't you want a close friend or confidant or mentor to feel that when you come to them for help? Why would you rob them of the experience of being able to help you when they could? Family gives you strength when you face the storm. Love your uniqueness. Be full of surprises. Break free from others' expectations and just be yourself. I really can't make that up. My goodness. We'll get a Journey of Love card. So be the penguin, be authentic. And our Journey of Love card is for the month of February 2023, soft. 47. 47 is an 11. So our master number appears for us. The teacher appears. The illuminator appears. Now, challenges could be a little stronger when we get an 11 energy mixed into the reading. Okay, the 11 demands more of us, but the successes are that much greater. So if you're challenged throughout the month of February, you want to meet that challenge. You don't want to sulk away from it. You want to stand up strong and unique and proud of who you are. And if you made a mistake, well, I guess you proved you're human. So that's okay, because nobody's perfect. So, you know, for anybody who may be judging you, well, they just don't have that right in the first place to judge you. So it really doesn't matter what they think. Okay, I'll read the poem first, and then we will go to the book. You are the softness he desires. You help light his way. You nurture all that he holds dear. Through tempest clouds dismay. And in the quiet of the storm, his gentleness comes through. And in the shelter of his arms, his heart is there for you. A sanctuary, bathed in soft light. Your heart is receptive, inviting, and gentle. It brings strength to the weary, comfort to the lonely, and healing to the wounded. It is a magnet for all that is needed for you, your beloveds, your world. Don't imagine you must always be the fighter, going against the part of your nature that longs for harmony and peace. This is your time to be soft, to surrender, to let the subtle waves of the heart invite love in, and to receive. In doing so, you will give so much. The oracle brings you a message of peace. Surrender now. Be soft, even just for this moment of quiet reflection. You have perhaps been working too hard at growing and living. Take some moments to replenish and allow the divine to help you, dear one. Be soft so that you are receptive to the divine. It is when we let go that we truly perceive the obstacles that lie between us and the oneness with the divine lover. Let go and perceive that the divine lover is already awakening in your heart. A happy February, and until we meet again, remember, I do love you.